Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is our 200th episode, our Gene Simmons makeup KISS Extravaganza. We have the whole KISS Krew here today. We have this guy,
PC,
and that guy,
BB,
our keyboard player,
Dylan,
and our KISS Krew this week is
Chris, Rob,
Scott,
Mark.
And Mark is the theme music you hear at the beginning. That is Mark's awesome music that he did for us, like way back when. And actually, our first episode, I looked it up today, was actually episode 0. So this is like not officially like the 200th, but it's our 200th numbered episode, I guess, because we've had bonus stuff and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But our first episode came out July 2nd, 2017.
Wow.
Holy
Jesus
fuck.
Christ.
We fucking recorded that in BC's kitchen. And if you walked into the house now, you could not even tell it's the same house. We had the fan going, creaking in the fucking ceiling, and it was like 8,000 fucking degrees that night. And our first episode number 1 came out July 8th the next week. And just a couple things. Our first guest that we had was Jen. When we did the Van Halen debate. We did the Van Halen debate. We were here for 6 hours recording that, by the way, which was insane. BB came on in episode number 3. BB was our first
I was gonna
guest.
say, technically he was first.
Jen was our first guest that is not like a permanent person. Jen came on in episode number 5.
Will Jen become a permanent host in the next 300 episodes? Who knows?
Ooh, yeah.
She can't run with us that much.
Yeah.
She can't do it.
would
We
tire her
record too
out.
much during the week. Plus, she would probably have me murdered by the end of the
Also true.
third week. So, and like I said, Mark did music for us. We've had Scott, Chris, Rob here a bunch of times. We've had Mark here. Some kick-ass guests we've had throughout, insane to say this, throughout the years. Welcome back, guys. Thank you guys for coming to celebrate with us today. And this is going to be a two-parter because we have a whole gaggle of fucking people here, and we don't want to, shortchange our material. So we're not going to do what we're listening to. So what we're going to do, what we all listen to. What does everybody think of Paul Stanley's Soul Station? I want to hear from my good buddy on my right here, Mr. Paul Stanley himself, devotee, Chris.
I'm like, that's not Paul Stanley. What are you talking about?
I actually like it. I like his original songs better than the covers. And if you listen to the original songs, I think you can hear his style of songwriting from KISS to transfers over to this. I'm not going to sit and listen to it every day, by all means, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
All right.
Keep it up.
Okay. We were just talking about it before, and Rob said he got the autographed CD, and I think he's just stamping them. He's not writing them out.
No, they're
Anyway,
not stamped.
what do you think, Mark? Have you checked it out?
I've heard 3 of the covers. I haven't heard any of the original stuff yet, but I like it. The musicians on it are fantastic. He's got a great backing group. I mean, it's like I like that kind of music anyway, so for me it's good. I'll probably get the vinyl.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I mean, it's not something I'd listen to all the time, but, when you want to just chill and relax and, just have a little downtime and it's good. I like it. The old Philly soul kind of sound. I like it.
All right.
It's different.
It's all right. It's really not my cup of tea. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy the vinyl and get the digital download and get the T-shirt and get the stamped CD. I download.
With this guy here. All of a sudden. The hell you starting?
I have it downloaded in my phone. I will keep it there for probably a couple months, and as the song comes on, just kind of groove with it. But like I said, it's not my cup of tea. Good stuff. It's easy on Paul's vocals now, so it's probably great, right in his wheelhouse. But it's all right.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, I think it's not my favorite, but I do respect it for what it is, and there's some like you said, the musicianship is very good. The backing band's great. I agree. I like the original songs better than some of the covers. I think his take on those was a good way to go with that. And I did buy the vinyl.
Oh, did you?
I did.
do you got?
You didn't get the stamp CD.
I did not. No.
I'm done now.
That's one. He's got one.
What do you got, BC?
I'm going to have to agree with the guys on my left over here. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but it's enjoyable. Like Mark said, there's good musicianship. The one cover song he does, Tears of...
Tracks of My Tears.
Tracks of My Tears. I like Archangel's version better. But, other than that, it's not bad overall.
I'll say it's a solid album. I don't think it's the best thing since sliced bread, but it's not bad. It's listenable. Everybody's playing really well on it, and I'm glad that he's not straining. That's the thing that I was most worried about. He's in his range, which is I think super important. So I'm in. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. I can only take about 10 minutes of it, and then I have to turn it off. The musicianship is really good on it. I mean, the production is good. The production is really good. The band is fantastic. I mean, that music is not what I go to ever. Tracks of My Tears. I think of Platoon whenever I hear that. When they're all getting all buzzed up in the bunker. But and it's funny because we were going to my cousin's wedding a couple weeks ago, and I threw it in, and my wife and I were driving out to Virginia, and I said, let me know what you think of this. And then like about 5 songs, and she's like, can we be done with this already? and I really thought she would like it, but like I get sick of it really quick. I like the original songs better than the covers. And I do agree with what you said, Chris. He still has the songwriting chops. For that kind of music, those original songs are good.
Yeah.
I wish that he would just put some of that focus into KISS. Just a little, some of it. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like he's denying KISS with this. You know what? Put some creative shit into KISS. Like this stuff is good. Okay, it's out. It's over with. Get back to doing some fucking KISS stuff.
I can't disagree with you there.
And we've gotten news lately. KISS Krew is hopefully, knock on wood, getting ready to roll. They rolled out that you must be fully vaccinated to go on the cruise, and all of us guys are. We're still on the waiting list.
Number one on the list.
Number one on the list. We've been number one on the list since probably September of last year.
December.
Oh, it was December? I thought it was earlier.
Maybe we got the call in December, but it was a small room.
We've been waiting. So and there's been people have been canceling. Whether you're against the vaccine or not. I mean, that's the rules. What they're throwing out there for you to go on the cruise. So, if you're not, I'm sorry, tough shit. We'll take your cabin. Sorry,
We will. We need one. We need the cabin.
Yeah, we'll take the.
Just about anything at this point.
Yeah, really.
If it sails, we're all still hoping it's
right,
going to sail.
right. Yes, if it
mean?
does go, because I mean, if that does, it may
There's
be one of
There's
right. It may be
concern
one of the
because,
first cruises that goes.
Yeah.
Could be.
You know what I mean? And
Maybe because it's even a charter cruise.
right. So
See, the problem is there's so many countries involved that go to this. Mm-hmm. If it was just, us, the U.S., I think it would be different, but there's so many countries that go to this.
yeah, I think
that are going to be excluded, which is going to bring down the numbers.
right. The last cruise we went on, I think there was 40 people from 47 different countries on the boat.
Yep.
And and I don't personally know how the vaccines are rolling out in in Europe and Australia. Those people are like they don't think that they're going to be allowed to go out of the country.
Right.
So
That's the problem.
like
They can't
and there's a
travel.
shitload of people from Australia
A
that go to
lot
that
from
cruise.
Australia.
A lot. A real
Remember
lot.
we looked at that flag and how many people
Yeah.
were
Oh yeah,
from
and it had
each
how many people
country?
from each country, and,
I mean,
and
they
there was
were
a
from
massive amount of
everywhere.
people
Yep.
from Australia,
Yep.
ton of people from Europe. So I hope that
Japan, they came from
Yeah.
everywhere.
So I hope that they roll out those vaccines and those people are even if they get them, if they're allowed to travel.
Right.
And hopefully the airlines don't gouge everybody. It can't be cheap in normal times to fly from Europe or Australia to the United States to go on this cruise, let alone if the airlines start really fucking sticking it to you, which they probably shouldn't, because they should be glad people are traveling at all. Mm-hmm. But we'll have to see how it goes. So I really hope that it goes and we can go and see some of our buddies KISS buddies we haven't seen in a while, and
Fingers
rock out
crossed.
and
Yeah.
Rat and Queens Reich and Fozzy and
Black and Blue.
Black and Blue.
Yep.
See our buddies from Shout Out Loudcast, Tom and Zeus, and Sonny and his brother Danny are going to be going. Tony Masalma's probably going to jump into a cabin somewhere. So, and see our Art. We'll see Art, our buddy Art. We haven't seen him since probably M3 last year. So hopefully we can get together with everybody and have a good time. So Scott's going with us. The cabin's going to be me, Scott, Rob, and Chris.
Tight.
It's going to be tight. Hey,
We may get a suite by the way it's going. You never know.
Hey, listen, if me, him, BC, and Sonny Pooney can fit in a 4 interior cabin, we'll have a piece of cake. It'll be a piece of cake.
Wow.
It was rage in a fucking cage, let me tell you.
Me and BC were on top bunks.
Wow.
With my CPAP machine. Good thing I had a 6-foot hose.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The extension, not the extension cord.
The power strip.
Power strip was like 8 feet long.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had to I had to literally have the electrical engineer for the whole ship come up to the fucking cabin to check our CPAPs out, and he gave us this strip that had like 12 fucking ports on it.
It was 8 foot long. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
He wasn't sneaking that in his
Yeah,
luggage on
and
the
then
way
they
out.
detained me getting off the boat because I
Was
gave
it
the girl a
just
hard
you
time.
two, or did Sonny have one too?
No, Sonny.
Just the two of you.
I lied to them. I said we had 3 guys with, but there's 2 plugs in a fucking cabin
I know.
with 4
Yeah,
fucking people.
there's no plugs in those
And
cabins.
if you bring a power strip, they take it off you.
Yep.
So you can't do that. So CPAPs, you'll have so they'll have to because you'll have one too.
There's two on the side and one in the middle, and then there's only one up top.
No, ours were 2 on like here and then here.
Two.
Was that Norwegian?
No.
That's why.
Road
Norwegian is 2 on the side, 1 in the middle,
One on the floor.
1 up top.
Yeah.
Because I had a four banger. There's the one
were
slide
I'm
fortunate.
between
ground
the two.
floor this time. My medication makks me go to the bathroom quite a bit. I don't have to step on it.
Before we get going, I want to thank our guests. I think I have all of our guests that we have had on since the beginning. If I left someone out, please message me and tell me, and I will throw it out there. I'm going to go right from the beginning. BB, Jen, Sonny Pooney, Jim Polkowski, R.A. Furiosi, rest in peace, my friend. We love you. Chris Jankowskis, Carl Kennedy, Heather Shakaris, Mark Anthony K does the Rush episodes with us, and the Whitesnake ones now in Project Gemini. Rob, my buddy Chris here next to me, Stephen Michael, Billy Kersetter from Harpo, Sean Duncan from DC4, Dakota Denman, Rick Rule, and Jim Phipps, both of Every Mother's Nightmare, but not Jim anymore. Ken Keenan, Ed Jankowskis came. He did the Deep Purple one with us. Johnny D from Doro and Brittany Fox. David Hudson and Chris Craig from the Digital Kill the Radio Star podcast. Maurice Menichetti, our buddy Mo. Chris Sinzak from the Decibel Geek podcast. Aaron Martell and Mark Cordes from the R4 podcast. Dave Borowski, who we just had here a couple weeks ago doing the Bloister Cult with us. Dave is awesome to have on the show. Pete Ciceri from the I Love It Loudcast. And Mark Hoover, our buddy. Joey Casada. And Tom Gelati and Zeus from the Shout It Out Loudcast. And really importantly, Mark Sutorka. He has done our music, like I said before, he's done our music for us. It's great. And I'm hoping to get with Mark. Maybe we can get a little new theme music going, perhaps.
As soon as my wrist is healed, I'm all for it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's on the IR right now.
Yeah.
So he's sidelined.
All right.
All right. Maybe you can play bass, too. Maybe
There
we'll
you
do
go.
guitar bass.
Maybe. If you're nice to me.
Well, you know I'm not going to be.
Well, then I'm not doing it.
Well, then fuck you. I'll do it. We have another bass player here, too.
Whatever.
Bitch. All right. I was trying to get you a gig, and you don't want it. All right. So anyway, before we get going, too, I just wanted to throw out a couple of my favorite things that we do here. I love the Jeopardy episodes that Dylan puts together. I am working on a Jeopardy episode myself. It's going really... What?
I want to do one so bad. They sound like so much fun.
They are.
I want to do a
They are.
Jeopardy one. That would
Everybody
I would
wants to do
love that.
Jeopardy. Dylan
They
does a
seem like so
fantastic
much
job.
fun.
And I'm trying
I
to
was
do
listening to
one.
one the other day.
Oh, really?
It sounded awesome.
I'm trying to do one so Dylan can participate.
Right,
in 'em.
right.
And
It must be a lot of work to do one.
oh, I'm sure it is. I mean, he did a fantastic job. He's writing me a note, and I'll read it in a little bit.
would love to do one.
We'll go. What do you episodes do you guys think are cool that we do? What do you think, Chris?
The KISS ones.
Besides the KISS ones.
I don't know.
You don't listen, do you?
Every now and then I do.
See?
I do.
I
I like the Jeopardy ones, but I wouldn't be able to answer those questions that fast. I'd just be
I'd
sitting
be all
there.
over that. You should have
mean,
heard
that-
me.
that's
I was
not-
yelling at the speaker.
That's
I was
not any
like,
different
"No."
than how it usually is, Chris. So
I can get through round one maybe. Other than that, I'm like,
they couldn't think of the song TNT for like 5 hours.
I know. It's not easy. It's not easy when
it's
you're
not easy. Under pressure.
I was
that
yelling
thing's
at
going
you.
and you're
I was yelling at you. I was like, Steve, come on, you know this. You know this. What the hell?
Literally doing the entire lyrics up to the chorus.
Yeah.
I know, but like crickets. I know.
Come on. And then forgetting the form of a question every time.
No, I know. That's
yeah.
that's my downfall. That's
Yeah,
my
that-
downfall.
yeah, that's hard to remember.
That and the math at the end kills me too. What do you think, Mark?
I like. Oh, obviously, I like the KISS episodes, but Jeopardy, I've heard one of them, and I like ones like when you had Johnny D on, and when Carl Kennedy was on. Carl's a great guy.
Carl's a real
That
good
was
guy.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Love listening to him talk.
I know. I'm trying to get him to write a book.
Right?
I like the Jeopardy ones too, but I also liked the comeback album episode was a really good one. I enjoyed that one.
That was fun.
Stuff like that. Stuff, just stuff, not the regular Van Halen ones or something like that, but like a little bit, something special like that, They're the ones that I get drawn to.
Ooh, I get to pick? Right. I'm a big fan when we do like the Grammy ones or the Video Music Award ones. Like you think of, nobody's gonna beat this song, and they don't even come close to winning. So that's always a fun one that we get into a little brawl with. But that's definitely one of my top ones after all these other ones that everybody has kind of already talked about.
All right, Scotty.
Definitely, the KISS ones. But besides that too, I think Van Halen. I love the Van Halen ones, and there was one on Rush too, which I thought was awesome.
Chapper.
I like them all.
They're all my favorite.
All 200
I
are my
like all
favorite.
200 of them, all lovely the same. No, I mean, seriously, like Jeopardy ones are always fun. Like I said, they're hard to just blout out an answer, but the special guest ones are always cool. Like Billy from Harpo was cool, Johnny D was cool, Carl Kennedy, all those guys. I mean, and, just the ones that are, you get a group like this. This is probably the biggest group we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You have people on and you get arguing back and forth, fun arguing. It's just a lot of them out there. It's been cool.
My favorites are definitely the Decades Jukebox ones. I love those. Coming up with different songs for each year, and I have to agree with BB. I also do love the award show ones because I love knowing the answers and hearing you guys talk about, well, this one could never win because
and boom,
this
it's
music
the
video
winner. Like,
sucks
what?
and it's the winner.
This one's got to win because it starts with a fucking A.
Yeah, that's the Grammys. That's so funny though that those 2 years, each of the Grammy winners were the first ones on the list for hard rock and heavy metal. It's just it's so weird, and it's because of things like that we find out that make them so interesting for me to research and to talk about. So those are my favorites.
All right, cool. So we've done Paul Stanley.
You don't get to pick?
Huh?
You don't get to pick what your favorites are?
I already did. Then I did at the
You
beginning.
mentioned them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
said the
My
Jeopardy
bad.
one, the Rush ones. I like this with everybody in the same room, because I mean I've done different podcasts. We've when you have guests, it's great, but it's way better when everybody's here. We've done a ton with Sonny, but we've had Sonny come here and do 2 episodes here with us, like live. It was fantastic, and it's just it's such a different atmosphere when you can see when someone's talking on something and the other person fucking hates it. They're like, no, or flipping you off or whatever the fuck. So I really like the in-personness of our podcast, and it's pretty rare because most podcasts they're not, even 2 guys aren't even together, let alone 4 almost regularly, and having 8 guys doing one show. That's very rare, and I love it, and I appreciate everybody giving up their time to come to do it. All right, so we've done Paul Stanley makeup songs. We've done Paul Stanley non-makeup songs. They were good episodes, buddy. I gotta say, Paul Stanley has 1 or 2 good songs. We've done Gene Simmons non-makeup songs. So now we're gonna do the Gene Simmons makeup songs. So we're gonna do the first 3 albums.
More than the first 3.
The first 6, I'm sorry. The first 6. Dynasty, Unmasked, The Elder, Psycho Circus,
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom, and Monster. So all those, and the Gene Simmons solo album.
And Creatures.
And
And
Creatures.
solo.
And Creatures. Okay, I think I got all this time.
Boy.
So here's what we're going to do. Mark is going to go first with his list. So we're going to do what we did before. We're going to make an album, 10 songs, and then 2 bonus tracks. Your bonus tracks could be a video, could be a demo, or whatever you want. Name your album.
Wait, how many songs did you say?
10.
Okay.
I have 11.
See, you said as many songs as you want at one
I know.
point. and-
It's a bigger album.
What?
You know?
You
Nobody-
could do
there
live
was-
versions, right?
I
The
didn't know
live
there was a
anything.
10-song limit.
Yeah, I have 15.
I almost had 12. I cut some.
All right, well, whatever you have written down, go with that. How's that?
I literally asked you,
I gotta add
do
some
we have a
stuff now.
song limit? It's like, no, you're making
Chris
an
only has
album.
5.
He's got an EP.
I got an 18. That's how I came up with.
I got a one side of an album.
There's not much there.
Mixed signals coming our
He just
way
hits
here.
repeat.
Wow.
There's not much there. I don't know what you're fooling yourself.
He flips it over. Does the same songs in it.
He's going to do Deuce, and he's going to do the live version of Deuce.
Well, that's up to him. All right, so Mark, what do you? And give us your album name and go for it.
All right, well, you had to go with something Gene-wise for this album, tongue-in-cheek, of course.
Ooh, I like it.
My number one on this album has got to be Plaster Caster off of Love Gun. That's one of my favorite songs. I love the topic. I love the music. It's just awesome. 2, I've got Let Me Go Rock and Roll from Hotter Than Hell. Just a classic. Ladies Room from Rock and Roll Over. Mr. Make Believe from the 78 solo album because it's just totally different. Something not everybody will probably enjoy is She's So European for an Unmasked.
Ooh.
I just
Yeah.
I like that whole album. The whole album is different, but then again, I was like that with almost every Kiss album. Killer from Creatures. Christine 16 off of Love Gun, which topic is a little risque, but
These
music
days,
is
for
awesome.
sure.
These days.
Definitely, yeah. But the
Back
music
then,
is
not
awesome.
so much.
Not
Yeah.
so much back then. Yeah, right.
Going Blind off of Hotter Than Hell. Dr. Love from Rock and Roll Over, of course. Charisma from Dynasty. And my 2 bonus tracks, I got to go with the original version of Cold Gin and War Machine from Creatures.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
All right, we'll just go around. Any standouts you can just mention, and then we'll go to the next list. You got nothing for him,
I
Ronnie?
got nothing.
Plaster Caster totally
Yeah.
slipped my mind. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that came to
I
mind.
don't know how.
It's on Love Gun. How could you forget that?
I says it slipped my mind.
Killer
Mine
on
is a
Creatures.
terrible thing to.
Kid, that's what I
song.
said.
Yeah.
God forbid
She's
a
a
Jeopardy.
killer.
And I'd
song.
forgotten all about that song. I listened to Creatures
That's a great song.
for the first time in probably 5 years,
That's a
6
great
years. I was like, oh yeah,
Good song.
It's a really good album.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the She's So European because I'm very curious of how deep everybody's going to kind of go, and She's So European. You know, you almost
pretty deep.
It's deep for Unmasked, and you may hear Unmasked later on, but very good list. Love it.
I love the list, and I will say this: it's funny because I have totally different songs, but I love all your picks. I think that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty
Yes.
of this.
All different?
Well, one of your bonus tracks are the same. No, actually, two. No, 2 are the same. 2 are the same.
Wow. I had a lot of your songs. Me too. We'll see.
BC.
I think it's a great list because a lot in common.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to echo BC's sentiment there. I'm like, oh, nope, nope, that one's mine. Yep, have that one too. Okay, that one as well.
That's the joy of going first, boys.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
That's
You get to
right.
do now you can say that we're all copying you.
Well, now that we can add as many as we want, maybe I will.
Too late. You lost your turn.
I don't even have a pen.
He's doing EP here.
Yeah, I like Mark's list, and I was surprised to open up the album with Plaster Caster. Bold move. I like it, though. Did you name your album?
I did.
What
Tongue
was
in
it?
cheek.
Tongue in cheek.
Tongue in cheek. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's a good one.
I didn't hear that one. I think I was convincing with them on that one. All right, very cool. There's Mark's list. Tongue in cheek. Good stuff. Real good stuff. I mean, it's all Kiss. It's all good. Well, some of it. What do you got? Who did I say is next? BB.
All right. I'm going with a 2 LP gatefold, of course. I'm going all in with this one.
You're gonna name every song.
I'm going to name every song. I'm going to name every site. No. We're definitely go with the blood spatter vinyl, though. One's going to be black, one's going to be white. We're going to have blood splatter on that. I think that's kind of cool. My album name is Raised by the Demon.
Ooh, nice.
Since they're like little baby songs, we're going to, since they're as little children, we're going to be raised by the demon.
I thought when you said baby songs, I'm like, oh, like only like 5-second clips of them? Or?
The gatefold, you open up, it's going to be a whole collage of pictures from all the way from 72 all the way.
Well, you got the jacket figured
I
out
got
and
everything. I get on the back. We got the bloody base with all the things, and then the front cover, almost like the solo album. But we're gonna do 1974, like when he was on Mike Douglas, and almost has like the flat and a couple points and the big horns on the side.
Nice.
We're there. We're there.
I like it.
All right.
Like that, you have the album cover and everything.
I already got it on.
I'm buying it.
I tried to call Gene, but he didn't answer my text today. So he must be busy. He must be busy. Maybe tomorrow. So side one is going to open up with Parasite. Ooh. I always loved that heavy riff, and I always love how Gene kind of sold that.
Ace Frehley,
lead guitar. And I love how he over-pronunciates some of the words at the end of like certain verses. I thought that's always cool. Parasite, of course, is off Hotter Than Hell. Song number 2, God of Thunder from Destroyer. Every time I hear God of Thunder, I always think of Gene. Ever since I used to play double platinum, God of Thunder and that song always remind me of Gene. It just brought me there, seeing him play. Love that song. And then like Mark, song number 3 on side 1, we're going to finish with Killer from Creatures. I love that dark vibe that it has with that song. Really, really cool. And talking about women with black lace and stiletto heels, how can you not? That's pretty much kind of what Gene loves to talk about. Side number 2, we're going to open up with Almost Human from Love Gun. Hit a little gong. Boom! Nice. Right? Love his growl vocals on that. So cool. And more Gene vocals, persona. Just feeling strange. The moon is out. I think I'm going to change. It's just a really, really cool, different thing that he has going on vocally and lyrically with that. Song number 2 on side 2, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em from Rock and Roll Over. More growling vocals with Gene. I can always see him do the song, especially doing it live with back and forth, bobbing his head. Love 'em, leave 'em. Love that song. Song to close out side 2 is going to be Watching You from Hotter Than Hell. Love the chugging beat. It's such a really cool, grooving song. Big drums in that song. I figured it'd be a great song to finish that side 2, album 1 off of. Side 3, LP number 2, we're going to go with War Machine from Creatures. Another always early 80 song that reminds me of Gene. Great vocals with that. Such a heavy, heavy song for Creatures. I love where they went with that direction of that album. Song number 2, Ladies in Waiting from Dress to Kill. Another different song, kind of like a deeper track. More lyrics that just fits Gene's persona. It's pretty much talking about BC's brothel in his second basement that he has over there. And we're going to finish side 3 with Deuce from the debut, of course. Just a great song. Showcases Gene singing on that. Song side 4, open up from Unmasked, Naked City. I love that 70s vibes to that song, and Gene singing in his high notes. Totally fell in love with that song over the last couple weeks of making this album. Then my 2 bonus tracks is going to be Two-Timer from You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. It was recorded at Cobo Arena in Detroit, May 16th, 1975. And Going Blind from Alive 4 with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. Reminds me of the unplugged version. I figured that was a great way to close out side 4.
Sneak that one in there.
Sneak it in there.
Sneak it in.
Great list. I think I have to say we have a couple similarities, but I do like it. Can't go wrong. I'm buying it.
Sweet. Copy number 1.
I'm buying it for the gatefold.
Yes.
You get the paper
Now
tongue?
he will actually autograph it, not stamp it.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
true.
you.
In red. In
Limited
red.
edition. Do I get one out of number 1 out of whatever?
Yep.
1 out of 3.
$2,000.
One out of 3.
2 scotch.
Great list. I mean, a lot of songs I like, but I'm more impressed with the packaging.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's all
that's
about the
why I'm
package,
buying it.
BC.
Where do I
I'm buying
pre-order?
it.
BC likes a good package.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons
It's Gene
approved
Simmons.
right
You gotta
there.
talk
It's
about the
approved.
package.
You gotta have the package.
Plaster caster.
Yeah, you inspired me to quickly come up with my album cover, so thanks. Yeah, no, this is a good list. A lot of songs that I don't have, so I was thankful that more songs weren't checked off the list in terms of what I picked. But I think it's a really solid showcase of all of his different personas as you wear. Very good, very good.
I like the concept of it. I like the gatefold concept of it. Ladies in Waiting, horrible song. I'm sorry.
Man,
Oh, I love it.
come on.
That song.
I like the chorus.
But let me put it into
Come on, you
context.
go to the market and the meat looks good tonight.
Yeah, but you go from fucking.
It looks good.
You go from room service to that. I mean, like put Getaway or something next or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go from fucking room service to fucking. Oh, I went to the market. Like, but I like the.
That's why I
like
kind
the
of snuck
concept.
it in between War Machine and Deuce. I figured you wouldn't pick up on it.
He did.
No, you did.
And although the two-timer though from the You Wanted the Best, like the found recording.
Yeah.
I like the sound of those songs from that. I mean, you know goddamn well it's not from them.
Yeah,
I mean, listen to room service on that fucking thing.
recorded that.
But,
Easily.
I love the gate. I never even thought of gatefold.
Right.
Thought it was nice.
Not bad.
Put a lot of thought into it. I think this song's moved smoothly right through. Leave that alone. And I will definitely buy it if you put it out.
All right, number 2.
I have to disagree with Ladies in Waiting because I was like, oh wow, I forgot about that.
See?
And I was up in the air when I was making my list to include Almost Human or Not, and I'm glad somebody did because I love that song.
Yeah, I like it. I would buy it. You know, it might be overkill with all those songs, but I would buy it because, you know, just the presentation of it all. You know,
He likes a good presentation.
I
That's
do.
right. All right, Scott, what album you got for us today, my friend?
All right. So my album title is called Lord of the Wasteland. So that was what I went with.
I like that.
Right.
Got to go with the Gene theme. All right, side one. I got to open up with Deuce. You know, it's the quintessential Gene song. It's the driving riff. I went with the live version. I think the live version is better than the studio version. So the bombs, the whole introduction on the live, can't beat it. Second song, side one, Watching You. Love that tune, always did. I actually went with the Winterland 75 version on the Kissology. I thought that was always a killer live version of that track.
That's a killer show.
And it is. Yeah, that black and white one, for those that have seen it, which I'm sure everyone here has, what a great version, great recording. Hungry band, ready to conquer the world there. Song number 3, Calling Dr. Love. Have to go with it. I think it's one of Gene's signature songs again. I went with the double platinum version. I thought that I liked the mix on that. I thought it was a little bit different. I'm not a real huge fan of the rock and roll over original version as much as maybe some of the other takes on it. So I did change it up a little bit for that. Fourth song, Steve, I know you're going to love this because I think this is your all-time favorite Kiss song, if I'm not mistaken, Got Love for Sale.
Yep.
Yes.
Had to put it on here. Great song. Amazing solo by Ace. It's so funny. I had this on 8-track back in the day, and right when it came to his solo, it faded out, and then it faded back in, and it always pissed me off. I'm like, how can you fade out that
threw it out the
solo?
window.
You know? But again, classic Gene, great album, great song. And then I ended up side one with Let Me Go Rock and Roll, but I went with the live version, the end of on the live. I think that's just amazing version of that song to this day. I think that's just the best version you'll ever hear of it, and it's just so much energy. What a great tune. Side 2, I did go with God of Thunder. Got to put it on there. I went with the Alive 2 version. Again, the first album I ever owned was Alive 2, so when I think of that album, I always think of that whole menacing Gene version of that. Can't beat it. Second song on side 2, She. I went with She. I love the groove, love the riff. I think on Dress to Kill, it's just one of the standout tracks on there for sure. I know it dates back to the Wicked Lester days, but what a great version they did of that. Last three. I did pick something off Gene's 78 solo album, but I went with Man of 1,000 Faces. I always thought that was a really cool tune. I know that's one that he had always... I think he demoed it in 75. He said, I want to put it on an album. I want to put an album. He finally got it out in the 78 album, and I always thought that was a killer track. Next, and this is one, if you asked me 5 years ago, I never would have ever put it on here, but I think now, as I get older, I like it. I went with Naked City. I always thought I think that's the best song on Unmasked by far, if I listen to it to this day. What a great song. I think it's deserving of making this album. And to end it up, to finish it off, I went with War Machine. Again, classic Gene, killer track. I think it's a great album ender with the whole tank thing kind of cranking out at the end. So there's my album. And then for the bonus tracks, I put a little thought into this one too. I went with You're All That I Want, the demo version that he did of that on the box set that opens up with the acoustic guitars. I don't know if you guys ever heard that version. It's on the box set. You probably heard it.
Right.
I always thought that was, I know it's a little bit raw, but I always thought that that's the best version of this song. I thought it was different. I thought it was pretty cool. And then I also went with It's My Life. I don't know how that song never didn't make it on an album. I know it was on the box set, and I think Wendy O. Williams recorded it or something.
Yep. Yeah.
But I mean, how did that not make a KISS album? I have no idea.
And they did it on KISS Krew's 8 when we went. No, I'm sorry, KISS Krew's 7. KISS Krew's 8, we were the guinea pigs for the end of the road.
There it is.
Great list. I mean, there's a few on there that didn't make my list because I only thought we were doing 10. But the bonus picks, I think, were very
Thank you.
different.
Well, yeah, I wanted to change it up a little bit because I figured we'd have a lot of the same stuff. I kind of went a little bit off the chart there.
Yeah, Man of 1,000 Faces and Naked City were two really good gets. I was thinking of putting Naked City on the list, but as we'll get to my album, I had certain restrictions that I put on myself. But Man of 1,000 Faces is a fantastic song, and I think the solo album gets a lot of flack, but it's not as bad as people think it is. It's got some great songs on it, and we've listed a couple already, and I'm sure that we'll have some more coming down the pipe as well from other people, hopefully.
Yeah, I like it, but you know what? I like the what? I'm not gonna say anything bad.
Well, you go, but you know what?
Well, you know what? I like, in a good way, Dylan.
I would have made all 10 songs.
That,
about love
I like the
from
different
Sue.
versions you pick, like the Millennium Concert one.
Yeah.
There is one here that I won't say that you'll hear that same version of, but Man of 1,000 Faces, bold pick. I like it, and I'll talk more about that album when it's my turn. But I liked it, and I like the. I like that you put "It's My Life" in there. I mean, I didn't even think of that song at all. And
That was a good pick.
because when I just looked at my playlist that I made and with all the Gene songs that I could pick off the KISS albums, not including, like, I just did studio tracks, and there's like 55 songs to pick from of the Gene studio songs that I could find on the albums. I may have missed one. I don't think I missed anything, but I went through album by album. So there's like 55 songs altogether of Gene songs makeup
That he wrote or sang?
that he's on.
Sang.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Like what is the lead singer?
Right. Like, but I put like and I put Shout It Out Loud, like he sings on that
lead
too.
sings.
Like
Yeah.
Parasite, he didn't write it, but he sang it.
Right. Yeah. Anything that
Right.
he sings.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I didn't put Shout It Out
Jam.
Loud
Cold
on my
Jam.
list, but that's one that's eligible to pick too
Yeah.
because he co-wrote it and half sang it too.
Right.
And he has the best part of the song.
Woo.
He does.
Woo. Woo.
I love that you got to have a party. Although the turn it up louder is also good. It's just the chorus I don't like. The rest of the song I like.
I like the album. I thought it was very diverse. A lot of cool stuff in there.
I like, first off, the title's awesome. That absolutely works. And I have to agree, going with God of Thunder, the live version, being my first album, hadn't heard the original version of God of Thunder until I got Destroyer. So I just heard that faster. God of Thunder, and faster. And then I hear the original, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and live too. It's like
Oh yeah, it's
like
like
Chipmunk
double.
singing it compared to the Destroyer version.
But you should see the look on my face. I mean, this 10-year-old kid gets his first copy of Destroyer and goes, I've already heard this song. That's not it.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, they played all those songs so fast in Kiss Alive too. It's crazy.
yeah.
But the thing is too, like listen to Kiss Alive and listen to Alive too. They didn't play them that fast on Kiss Alive. Those songs. I mean, they're they're ramped up. They're more raw, but they're
Not as
up
fast.
tempo a little bit.
Yep.
But like they're not as fast as the shit that they play on Alive too.
I wonder if some of that wasn't actually sped up in the
Sped
studio.
up in the studio. It may have been.
Just to fit another song on an album,
It could be, because there's like what 5-6 songs on side one.
Yeah.
Could be. Berto.
Yeah, I liked it. A lot of your songs I have. So I mean they're very similar, but I enjoy your mix. It's very good. And I like how you pick different albums from them instead of the original albums. I like that.
Yeah, definitely the deeper with the box set. That's a great idea. I didn't even cross my mind. But Deuce and Watching You, Dr. Love, and of course Naked City, great Gene songs that should be showcased, and you did a really good job with that.
Thank you.
All right. And Dylan, time for your album.
Okay, so I wanted to do something a little different with mine. I decided that I was going to pick one song from each of the albums that make up Gene Simmons is on. So I have 15 songs, I believe, and including Live 2, because there were five studio tracks on there.
4 good ones and a shitty cover.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I decided to name it in honor of that, Larger Than Life Fire Tracks of the Demon. And I'm picturing, I quick thought of how the album cover is going to be. It's Gene in a side profile with his mouth like wide open, and the album title is like fiery letters coming out of like his mouth. So it's like, that was something different. But anyways, I'm gonna open up, and side one is the first Kiss album to the solo album, so it's that era, and then the second side is Dynasty to Monster. So side one, I'm gonna open up with the only song that I thought would be a perfect opener for a Gene Simmons solo album from his solo album, Radioactive. Great, like moody, really scary as shit intro that gave me nightmares as a child when I first heard it. And it just goes into a really good, catchy song that I really enjoy. It has the jaunty piano that I'm a sucker for in the chorus, and it's just a really good opener, I think, for the album. And then number 2, I'm gonna go off of the first Kiss album, Deuce. It's a classic Gene song. You can't not have it on your list unless you don't, and then that's okay. My third song is gonna be Larger Than Life from Alive 2, the title track. It's just a really good song that I think often gets overlooked in favor of Rocket Ride or All American Man. I think it's a really solid song from Alive 2 of the studio tracks. Number 4 is from Dress to Kill, She. A classic song. I didn't want to put Two-Timer Ladies in Waiting on there because I don't have a connection to them. Well, I didn't want to say that, but I don't have a connection to it that I do with She. So I put She on there. My next track is See You in Your Dreams, the Rock and Roll Over version, since I had to pick a song from Rock and Roll Over, and I didn't want to pick Calling Dr. Love because I knew a lot of people were going to pick that. A really good version of the song. I do like the Rick Nielsen guitar work in the solo album version, but this version's really good. I do enjoy it. And then, of course, God of Thunder. It's a classic Gene staple song, even though it was first written for Paul, which is a very interesting version of it, but this version is like the staple demon Gene song in my mind. And then we go Plaster Caster. Love that song from Love Gun. Just a classic. A great opening with the bass, and a really good solo in it as well. And then we end off side one with Let Me Go Rock and Roll, a good rock and roll song that has awesome soloing throughout, and Gene's vocals are just classic. So side number 2, I'm going to open with a controversial song. This one, I'm thinking, again, it has a good intro, and it's a very different song for the band, but Mr. Blackwell from Music from the Elder.
Nice.
It's a very cool, groovy song. And again, another great solo in it, and I like Gene's vocals in it quite a bit. And then we're going into the Sonic Boom era with Yes I Know Nobody's Perfect. Love that song. The chorus in it is so catchy. This was probably my favorite song from the album besides Modern Day Delilah. It's a classic. I wish they played it live. And then we're going Dynasty with Charisma, one of the 2 Gene songs, and I think it's the better song on the album. X-Ray Eyes is okay, but it's just got that really cool, low key vibe to it, and Gene's kind of going sultry a little bit with his singing, which is very interesting. Then we go to Psycho Circus for Within. Heavy song for them. If you didn't know any better, you wouldn't think it was a Kiss song at first because it's got such a like very late '90s heavy metal riff that's very off-putting after listening to a couple of other songs out there. But then we're going from one of the heaviest Kiss songs to one of the poppiest Kiss songs. Mark picked this as well. She's So European from Unmasked. Fucking love this song. The keyboards in it are so bubblegummy, and it's just a classic. I love it. The first time I saw it was in the Kissology. There was like a live version of it, or a version on the TV. And the first time I heard it, I'm like, this is a really good Kiss song. How come I've never heard of this before? And I got into it that way. My second last song is going to be off of Creatures of the Night, Killer. Stone Cold Killer. A very good, heavy song from them. I could have put War Machine or I Love It Loud, but I wanted to go for one of the lesser-known tracks towards the back end of the album. And then my last song on the album proper is one of my favorite Kiss songs of all time from Monster. It's Take Me Down Below. The chorus of this is so catchy, and it's just like, I don't know. The harmonies on it always get me. I don't know why it's one of my favorites, but it's so listenable for me. It's almost like a better version of Shout It Out Loud in a way, with the dueling vocals. Then my bonus tracks. I chose the version, though Dad's going to give me flack for it because of what they did with it, the version of I from Fridays, where they changed the lyric to Guts, because I love their outfits.
That's the only bad part about it.
Ace's outfit is so cool in that. It's just like a fun outfit for him, but I don't know. It's a great song, and I wanted to put it on there. And then my last bonus track, and this is my favorite Kiss song of all time, from You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, the version of Let Me Know. Just a great song. Really love it. And that's my album. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Once again, some bold picks that I liked. Mr. Blackwell, cool song. The solo in that song is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I from Fridays. Rob and I watched that together.
Awesome, yeah.
We taped it and listened to that fucking thing probably 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when they did the Oath, Ace did the solo in, and we're like, "Holy shit, that's not on the album!" We were like freaking out. And I was great. I mean, great pick. I really that's what stands out to me because I never even thought of putting that on there. I like it. Like Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Like it, the Hotter Than Hell version is a little brutal. But just because of that album, and I really like Yes I Know Nobody's Perfect because that just missed my list from Sonic Boom. Say it.
I don't know
I'm
how.
gonna say you're gonna say interesting.
Well, it is interesting. There's some on there that I'm questioning.
What do you question?
I knew I was going to get some flack for them.
Take Me Down Below.
You don't like that song?
Absolutely not. There hasn't been a good Gene song since Psycho
Paul
Circus.
sings on that
Wow.
too, you know.
It's just a horrible song.
Wow.
You're a horrible person.
Whatever. There was some other good ones on there, though. You know, the solo stuff and the Unmasked. I liked it.
I like the fact that you went into Monster and Sonic Boom. I personally did not even consider either one of them, or Psycho Circus for that matter. I just went up to Creatures, and that was it. Yeah. But yeah, I from Fridays with the Hollywood Rubik's Cube, where they had the people falling out of the thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I stayed up to watch that one.
Yeah.
They were, because they
Instead
were
of
like
Hollywood
in one of the
Squares?
squares.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did
forgot
Hollywood
about
Rubik's Cube, and
that.
every time they turned it, people would
Yeah.
fall out of it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And they were in one of the squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Wow.
There you go. That's Mark's bonus track. The Kiss Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, I enjoyed your list. I mean, a lot of your songs are on my list, so we'll just, we'll have to see. What was the title of yours?
It was Larger Than Life Fire Tracks of the Demon.
Oh. Is that in quotation at the end?
Sure.
Okay.
Your version will have that.
Okay.
Just
I'll
yours.
put them on just for you.
Colored vinyl.
He'll sign it
Colored
too.
vinyl. All right.
But he's working on the stamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
The quotes are stamped on.
Okay.
Sorry.
There you go. Yeah, very good list, Dylan, and definitely, this is why you are the one that we enjoy. It's always a different look. It's always a different feel. He goes deeper in to the left compared to everybody else. Like Mark, did you have charisma on your list?
I had charisma.
Or
Yeah.
did you? I'm like, oh, charisma. I'm like, man, nobody said that yet. But like Mark already had it. But that's a great song. Mr. Blackwell, She's So European. Let me know. Very, like I said, very good list. And once again, I'm almost the same as Mark. I didn't even throw a bat an eye at the 3 last albums. I didn't even, I figured the first ones were the raw ones, the ones I wanted. I didn't even think of going that deep. But very good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, always I agree with what everybody's saying, and Dylan, you always do a great job with this. And I do have to say too, I thought was a really good bold pick, and that's one that I think I overlooked it a little bit. I think there is some good stuff on Psycho Circus. I know some people hate it, but I do like that a lot. The Let Me Know live version, again, that's a great version of that, and I think that was originally recorded for a live one, and it didn't make it for whatever reason. Larger Than Life was one that also totally slipped my mind. That's one for sure. That's definitely an underrated gem. And picking 2 Elder songs is great. I think and you didn't pick Only You, which is funny because that would have been the one that I would have taken. So I think it's a great diverse list, and that's what's great about this panel. To think of things that maybe got to make this a double album.
Gatefold.
Gatefold, here we go.
Blood splatter.
Yes.
Yeah, next one's gonna be a box set.
Great picks. Larger Than Life, totally overlooked that. And I loved his vocals in that song.
Yeah.
Totally you said that.
Yeah, I kick myself.
Good. And like you said, you pick the different things, which no matter what we're talking about, whatever the topic is, you always have that little different view.
Yeah, because I grew up with all of the KISS stuff. It was just all there available for me, whereas you guys got it piecemeal.
Yeah, everything was out except for Monster, right?
Sonic Boom and Monster, but Sonic Boom was probably like the first KISS album that like I really gravitated towards
came out
because I'm like, this is a new thing. So I like a lot of those songs on there. Unfortunately, it's not on streaming, so I can't put it on the Spotify playlist, but
That's true.
what can you do?
I was able to put it on my iPhone for some reason. I don't know how I got it on there. No idea.
Because it's a Walmart exclusive.
But it's on my iPhone. I don't know how it got on there. But it's not the cover for some reason.
Which is interesting because
When you look at it when it goes through,
Yeah.
and then when you pull it up, the cover comes up. It's fucked up.
Black Ice was a Walmart exclusive as well from AC/DC, but that's on streaming.
Yeah. Before we go we're gonna wrap up the part 1 here in a couple minutes. When did everybody come into KISS? Like, we'll just kind of rehash that a little bit. Like, when, like year, and like how, like briefly. We'll go around. We'll start with BC.
77, 78-ish. My mom was going to nursing school, and so she was doing a study group. Of course, I was thrown in with all the other ladies' kids, and the oldest kids out of all of them had KISS, and they were playing KISS, and I was just like, I'll check this out.
Little BC sitting in the corner.
Sitting in the corner taking it all and going, yeah. I mean, that's...
What album would you say was your first one that you remember having?
I remember having Love Gun.
Love Gun?
Because they had the gun in it and everything. I guess we were putting on the old
The
record
Love as
player.
well. Had the Love in
Yeah,
it.
had the gun. I wish I still had that. 'Cause I wish I had all the KISS stuff I had back in the day. But
Right.
Well, we kind of just got yours, but rehash a little bit though.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of came out of the womb with KISS playing, KISS playing in the
There
background.
was a lot played in when you were in utero.
Like the first real memory I have of KISS is probably Detroit Rock City, seeing that movie and hearing "I Stole Your Love" as the mother puts the needle down on the thing. And I know you're going to say that
I'm not going to say it. I said it before.
that
You
they
love
did it
that
wrong
song.
and they
that
put
it's,
the
no, that it's in the beginning of the movie is incorrect. Did you ever notice that?
No.
they have the
when-
side two.
When she puts the needle
Down.
down, it's actually on the Love Gun side, but it plays "I Stole Your Love" in the movie.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Bad edit job.
Wow.
Jeopardy question.
That was like my my
never
first
noticed.
experience with KISS.
You got too much time on your hand.
I read the
I'd seen the
Behind
movie
the
like 20
Mask
fucking
book
times. I'm
quite a
bound to
bit.
notice it sooner or later.
I read the Behind the Mask book quite a bit. Watched the Kissologies like a lot. That was something I binged. Got to the point where at one point I knew all the words to Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, but I do not know that anymore. Devereaux. That's a classic. And another classic, Scooby-Doo Meets Kiss. Great movie.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Better than it has any right to be.
That's true too.
Like they make fun of the Kiss merchandising stuff, and
Never watched it yet.
Chip
I haven't
Magoo.
either.
Really?
Chip Magoo,
And the
yeah.
only reason I thought it was stupid, I'm like, this is going to be fucking so stupid. And I watched it for the episode we did. And I'm like, I put it right back on. I watched like twice. Like, this is cool.
I have the DVD and never watched it.
It's-
It was
it's
on the
fun.
cruise.
It's
they
fun.
played it over and over, so I would catch pieces here
It's
and there.
fun.
But
It
I've
is.
never watched it.
Like the fighting scenes, they make Eric Singer fucking badass
Really?
in the fight scenes. I'm like, holy shit, they really made him fucking cool.
Wow.
And like all the amusement park rides are like the teacups. They're like drums. And there's like a demon thing and a Paul
Really?
Finis.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go find this now.
Yeah.
Actually, there's probably one right over there. Really, honestly, there probably is. For me, I've told the story many times up at my buddy Shane Paragon's house. We were snooping in his brother's room. I was going through his albums, came upon Kiss Destroyer. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" It was either late '76 or in '77, like one of them two. I'm not really sure. I think might have been early '77 because I think Rock and Roll Over was out as well. And but you know what? It had to be before that because I remember after that I remember seeing them on the Paul Lynde special. So it was probably
That was 76, right?
right. Yeah. So I think it was like a couple weeks before that, and that came on for Halloween. So probably had to be September of '76 then. I think that they were on the Paul Lynde special. And there was no turning back from then. And even though right now, like Destroyer is not my favorite Kiss album, it's my favorite sentimental Kiss album. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff now I'm like, but I'll still throw it on and boom, and like anything, like it. There's certain things that take you right back to when you heard it the first time. Like those little cartoons on Facebook you see. You remember the first time and it shows them holding whatever album.
Yeah.
Like and you can literally takes you back to that. How about you there, my friend? I know what yours was.
Probably.
I do.
I was in the second grade. My buddy Steve Kaharski brought in Kiss Alive 2 for show and tell. Mrs. Muto put it on the little record player, and as soon as it started, they passed me the album. I opened it up, and it said, "You want it the best, you got the best," and it just kicked into Detroit Rock City, and it's been an addiction ever since. No looking back.
Sounds about right.
That's it.
I was, I'd always seen, like in 75, 76, I had seen like commercials for the Kiss albums, and Paul Lynde special, I got that, and I was like, oh, what's this? 'Cause that's, so I wanted to get a Kiss album, but I didn't have any albums yet. And I was into art at the time, so I was drawing a picture of Kiss, left it sitting on my desk, and my little brother, who was 2 at the time, got a crayon and scribbled all over it, and I was pissed off. You motherfucker! I'm like, I worked hard on that. You know, my 9-year-old drawing. Flipped out. My parents were going out that night. They had a babysitter for us, and they came back the next morning, and there was a brand new copy of Kiss Alive 2 sitting on the kitchen table for me.
All right.
And I'm like,
Yay, Mom and Dad.
Right?
that's the shit. So, kudos to you, Mom and Dad, for starting this 50-year addiction.
Nice.
Thousands and thousands of dollars later.
Yeah, no
yeah,
shit.
we are.
Holy shit.
Berto.
Well, my first experience was my sister. 45s were a thing back in the day. So my sister had Calling Dr. Love and Take Me on a 45. So I used to just put the 45s on. The Osmonds, this, that, you know. And then there was this one it was Kiss. And I didn't know who Kiss was, but I put Calling Dr. Love on. And I was like, this is crazy. This is good. And Take Me was just as good. And I was like, this band is really cool, really awesome. And then I started getting into them. And then once I knew they had makeup on and all this other stuff, then I was like, I was hooked. It was crazy. But my first thing was the Calling Dr. Love 45. And then my good friend Steve took me to meet Gene Simmons for the vault, and I got my 45 signed.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Good
It
boy.
was freaking awesome. It was like a dream come true.
I honestly thought Rob was going to cry when I said,
I
I'm going
was.
to take you to the vault.
I know. And then Gene Simmons gave me a big hug, and I was like, "Holy Jesus!"
That was like,
It's all about you.
fantastic day.
He literally told me, "I'd be nothing without you guys," and I was like, "Wow!" Like he was so
He was super cool,
sincere.
man.
Sincere.
He was
yeah.
such a great guy.
Yeah,
Like, I was
he
like,
is.
I heard in person he's like that. You
In
know,
person,
in
he
front of the
is
camera,
a
he's the big.
I
sweetheart.
think
sales
I
guy.
think the '80s he was a dick, but then he realized
Wasn't a dick
later
to me.
on, and he got humble and thought, wow, like I mean, maybe not all the time, but he had that persona like I am. He was very, what's the word? I'm looking for?
Hollywoodish.
Yeah, like
Standoffish.
women bow to me and stuff like that. But when I talked to him, he was like so down to earth and sweet guy, and thank you so much. I would have nothing if it wasn't for you. And you heard him,
And
he
that's-
was like, I was like,
And that's when
shit.
the vault experience was actually the vault experience. It's totally changed since then, and it changed actually
right after
a couple
right
after hours.
because you got 5 things signed, I got 5 things signed,
and then it was only like
Then it was
one
like-
thing
There
signed,
was 2 things signed after that,
After
and then
that,
it went down to one.
down to
I
one.
think after that.
and now it's you don't even get them personalized anymore. Like if you go
Yeah.
on the cruise, you just do the thing and they send you your vault.
You got to buy a guitar
Yeah.
or something to get something personalized.
Yeah, so I mean, like we literally hit it at a good time, and our vault experience didn't have any special guests, so it was just Gene telling the stories and stuff, and we just had a fantastic time. Gene was very cool, and the end of the night, here's Rob and I walking through the streets of Philadelphia carrying the vault between the two of us. I'm like, someone's gonna fucking
I know
steal this
because
from
it looks
us.
like a
Oh.
safe.
They're gonna
It
think
looks
there's
like
money in there,
it looks
right?
like we robbed a bank. and
We
we're-
thought it was something else. We don't want
We're
it.
in Chinatown in Philadelphia, and I'm like, Steve, it looks like we're carrying a safe down the middle of the road. It's 11 o'clock at night. What are we doing?
I know.
Oh my God, we had to go to the parking
And,
garage.
and another great thing about the vault was when Gene literally would open the vault with you and go through the
Yeah.
stuff that's in there.
Yep.
And when he opened mine up, there was like hardly anything in there, and he's like, "Wow!" He said there should be more stuff in here. And Keith Valcourt was the guy that was like the handler for it, and he called him over. He said, "Give this young man your card." He said, "Call him in 2 weeks." He said, "And tell him," and he said he'll remember this conversation. Tell him that you didn't get what you should have gotten in the vault. So 2 weeks go by. I call Keith. Like 2 weeks later, they send me more shit in the mail. I'm like, cool. And then another month after that, they sent me more stuff.
Yeah.
So I got like
Bonus.
like 3 vaults worth
Yep.
of like my vault is just stuffed with stuff.
Yeah.
One of them was the Tyvek coat that they sent.
Was that the first coat or the second coat?
The second one.
The flaming one.
The
that
flaming
looks-
one, yeah.
that's
The
cool.
black and red.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like I literally got more, thank you guys, I'm
Yeah.
sure Gene's listening, be knocking on my door. I want my shit back.
No, I'm sure he's glad you have it.
And the vault, the packaging is fantastic on it. It's got the action figure in, it's got that coin. And actually I purchased Julian Gill did a small booklet about the Gene Vault, and it goes through all of this like a quick guide to all the discs on there. I mean, it comes with the book and everything, but it was a quick guide for that, and it's fantastic. And actually,
And it goes with the songs?
It goes with the songs, each disc.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
it's really
awesome.
cool. And actually, Julian, I didn't mention, I forgot to mention him in the thing. I've been on his show a couple times. They do KISS FAQ. We did a special Gene Simmons Vault episode. It was myself, Ken Keenan, Julian, and Sonny Pooney, and we all just kind of did like a little, probably about an hour podcast about the vault. And so go back and check that out because it was interesting because we all came up, and because Rob, you helped me with the marketing thing. Remember with the little bass guitars and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah,
we were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about that at M3
Yep.
maybe, or the KISS. I think maybe it might have been the KISS Krews. We were talking about it, and like how to release some of the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting podcast of how it came out with everybody's ideas. So
Is-
thank you, Julian.
Which podcast is that on his podcast?
It's on YouTube. It's at
The
KISS
Vault
FAQ on
Oh,
on
FAQ.
YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was fun. It was really cool doing that. Go ahead, BB. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No.
interrupt the flow
No,
there.
that's cool. My introduction, I have an older cousin who's 10 years older than me. He was very heavy into KISS. His bedroom was plastered with posters of KISS and that one Farrah Fawcett, but all the rest was KISS. And one Christmas, it was probably Christmas of '79. My birthday and Christmas are 3 days apart. So for my birthday, I got an 8-track player, like the old Dynamite thing. I got a double platinum on 8-track. And then for Christmas, I got Paul's solo album. So it's probably Christmas of '79. So I'm 7. So I'm a little later than everybody else, but it was double platinum. I'm like, wow, all these songs, this band's really, really good. I didn't realize it was pretty much of a greatest hit album, but
That's a good one to start with.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Remember the commercial for Double Platinum? It's Neil Bogart, I think, walks out and the album's like huge behind him, and he talks about it. Do you guys ever see that?
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah,
I think it's on one of the Kissologies. I think.
I've seen it. Yeah,
It's out there.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool story. First time I ever heard KISS was '77, so I was pretty young. Like right around when Star Wars came out. I mean, that was the thing. It was Star Wars and KISS. I heard the single, Shout It Out Loud, was the first song I ever heard.
Nice.
And then the other first introduction to was the 16 magazine, which we all know had a trifold pullout of them on the Empire State Building. Really cool shot, you know, the famous poster. Yep, similar, an outtake of that.
Yep.
So visually hearing that was the first thing I ever saw. A couple months go by, probably '78. I remember telling my dad, I'm a young kid, you know, I said, Dad, I want you to get me a rock album. And to this day, my mother says to him, Joe, whatever you do, don't buy him a KISS album. He comes home with the Live 2, you know, Gene with the blood and everything. She's like, what are you doing, Joe? I told you not to get it. And you know what his quote was to this day? He goes, Karen, I didn't get him a KISS album. He goes, I got him a KISS double album. To this day, you can't make that up. He's like, thank you, Dad.
Awesome.
And from then, that was my first, obviously, rock album, and hooked ever since.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, so there's our little history here in our little group here. And what I did was, with this being our 200th episode, I pulled some of our podcast friends and a couple of our guests that we've had on here. So I'm going to read like half of their picks now, and I'll read the other half on part 2. So I pulled these guys. I asked them for their top 5 Gene songs. Sonny Pooney, he goes with Deuce, War Machine, Larger Than Life, Naked City, and Calling Dr. Love. Ed Spangenberg was graciously enough. He's been on the show before as well. I forgot to mention him before. So Ed, thank you, my friend. He did our logo for us.
Yeah.
And Ed has All the Way, Watching You, Sweet Pain, Got Love for Sale. Gotta love him for that. And here's a different one that we haven't heard tonight. Always Near You, Nowhere to Hide from the Gene Simmons solo album.
Oh.
Now that's a
Anybody
bold
else
pick.
have Sweet Pain?
I don't remember.
Not yet.
No.
All the way, either. All the way.
All the Way hasn't been picked either yet. Zeus, our buddy Zeus from the Shout Out Loud cast. Here's one we haven't heard yet either. You're All That I Want from Unmasked. Watching You, All the Way, God of Thunder, and War Machine. Tony Masalam, our buddy from Monsters of Rock Cruise and the awesome band Restrained. He has God of Thunder, Charisma, Christine 16, Calling Dr. Love, and Naked City. Our buddy Tom from Shout It Out Loud cast as well. He's got Love for Sale, Charisma, Calling Dr. Love, Parasite, Watching You, Tide, and then he has Deuce. And our buddy Stephen Michael from the Grown Up Rock podcast. He has Parasite, Deuce, Calling Dr. Love, God of Thunder, Cold Gin, and he had like an honorable mention of Watching You and Nothing to Lose. Okay. So I'll read the rest of them, the rest of the guys that we pulled on the second thing. So there's part 1, guys, of episode number 200. These guys are awesome here, and we will probably be releasing this a couple days after you hear this one. So until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you this week again. And we will. Totally got fucked up there. We'll see you next time.
All right, then.